Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be doing a highly requested tutorial. It's going to be broken up into several parts. I don't know how many parts yet, but what I'm going to be doing is making a track from scratch. I used to have a chord progression tutorial, and that's what this is going to be because that's how I start off when I make any track. So, I'm just going to kind of hop into this. What I have here, so you know what I'm doing is I work from templates to start a lot of my projects. And what I did was I kind of just built the template myself. I based it off of the song by Churn, I think is how you pronounce that, called Melancholy. And basically what I did was I just took, like if there was a pluck part, then that looped, and I just made a pluck part that looped. And then if the loop changed, I made a new loop and so on. And I did that for each section, like each section of instrument and each section of the song. And then what I do is I delete the original track and I save it, and then I open it up like 8 months later without listening to that song, so I forgot what it was and I'm working from scratch. But I have like some kind of skeleton to work from. It just makes things a little bit easier, a little bit faster. A lot of people do it, so I'm gonna delete that top track because I don't have a reason for it. Usually what I do is I end up deleting sections and then adding sections, so it'll look completely different by the end of the song. But what I'm gonna do is we're going to open up FL Keys. It's still my old tutorial. I use this too. And let's get the piano roll loaded up here. I usually work in A minor, so that's what we're going to do. A minor is a good WaveCioux scale, or just any sad kind of music, really. Alright, so we got the volume up. It's a little laggy. Hold on. What happens if I do this? Alright, good enough. Alright, so we're just going to work in A. Usually before I build the chords, I get like a general melody or idea down. And since we're working with A, I'm going to get A going. I want to start in 128. That's my favorite BPM to work in. So once you get your template loaded up, you can, change the BPM to whatever you want. But let's get this A going. Get the metronome. Alright, so I got a keyboard in front of me, so I'm just going to kind of mess around until I find something I like or a direction I want to go in. So alright, that's pretty good to work from. Oh, let's move up an octave. A, G. Alright, so we can, yeah, alright, so this is, alright, so that's gonna be our very basic, it's gonna be the general chord progression of the song. What I'm gonna do is just add the notes. It's gonna be an A minor scale. A is a natural. A C E is gonna be the chord that you can work in, and then it's gonna go to G sharp, and I'm probably gonna drop it down to G sharp, B, and D sharp, and then what if you went F A? Yeah, let's go up. Make a little kind of a jump thing going. Let's see if this is good. No, let's keep it down there. So we got C sharp. We can go C sharp. What's out? A, C, and E would be A, C sharp, E would be A minor, but I want this to be. A. Alright, so this sounds a little flat. I'm going to see if I can fix this up a little bit to make it like sound more open. So instead of being A, C, E, I'll do E, or we can do D, F, A, so. There we go. That sounds a lot better. Okay, cool. So this is going to be our basic structure for all the instruments. The top line of notes, can be our lead, the basis of what we're going to build our lead. This is obviously going to be the mid-range, and this is going to be the bass. So what I do from here is press X and go to, where are we at? Bass. It's going to be my bass. I'm going to create a new, I'm going to clone a couple of these, see how many instruments you have. So I got one for drums, 808, pluck, bass, and vocal. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, scroll over, 5. I need 5 copies of FL keys. So whenever I can write the notes, all I have to do is right click, replace with whatever instrument. So let's go rename this to bass, and then drop. Cool. Alright. Now what we're going to do, since it's a pluck, what we're going to do is go back to this, paste it back into where we had it, and then copy that, rename, then we'll go to where are we at? Alright, I'm just going to call it plug. Cool, good enough. Alright, and then we're going to go like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to base our pluck sequence off of this chord progression. So we can kind of just loop this. Let's paste this into the pluck pattern. And a good way to get ideas is if you just go open up the instrument and go to the wrench, and then down here in the arpeggiator section, whatever chords you're playing inside that instrument, it'll arpeggiate through the notes. And this is going to be how fast or slow you want it to do. If you look up in this section right up here, FL Studio kind of does it weird. Like the way that it's displayed. 4, I believe, is like quarter notes, and 2 would be no, other way around. 2 would be quarter notes, 4 would be whole notes, and 1 would be like thirds, I believe. And you have to have, like, if you wanted to arpeggiate up, you click the up arrow. Down would be down through it. This is going to be up and down, so it's going to go up, then down. This is sticky. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Read the manual for that one. I never use it. This is going to be random if you want to get weird. Alright, that kind of sounds like Moonlight Sonata. We'll go with that. Alright, so we got a pluck sequence. And then, let's spice this. Alright, so we're going into a G, so what if we did that? kind of got to mess around with stuff sometimes. Still no. What else we got? Let's try it. There we go. Then we got, I'm going to do that for like the end of each one, just to make things a little bit. Do we use G sharp? There we go. This needs to go. Leave it at that. And all right, so we got the Pluck bass line. We're gonna save the vocal samples for later. And then we got alternate the Pluck a little bit more. All right, so you can copy this. And all right, so this is when the drums, 808s, and vocal loops come in. So you're gonna have two new instruments being introduced at once. So that means a bunch of new energies coming into the song at once, which also means you don't want to change the Pluck to where you have a crazy amount of things going on, because it's just going to distract the instruments and no one's going to be able to focus on, a cohesive energy, which is the most important part. So what if we just did, instead of adding stuff, we started taking stuff away. So like that, we can knock that back. So now, now the drums come in, 1, 2, and then the drums come in. Alright, and I kind of want to make this drum loop a little bit. Like, I'm going to have it to where the bass is slidey, like, it glides from note to note. And usually the best way to do that is just an octave up at the end. That's pretty... Ta-dum. Alright, we'll try that. Alright, so we got that, and then it looks like Pluck 2 is changed a little bit. Or Pluck 3, I mean, so we're gonna have to move this over. And go like that. Alright, cool. in this part, instead of having the beat drop out at the beginning, because it's going to be the second time it's played through, so you kind of have an idea of what's coming. We're going to drop out a different part. We're going to, let's use this chopped or slice tool. Let's see what this does. Cool. And then so you don't want to spend too much time on any one section of this while you're getting the chords out, because when you bring the sound design into question, it's going to start changing everything. So this is the 4th pluck pattern. So this is going to be like the final drop. What you can do is, this is going to be the most intense part of the song, but, you know, if this is going to be very, you know, OG WaveCioux, you're going to have like a solid lead in here, so you don't want to take up too much of the high end, so you don't want to simply just take this and, you know, alt up or control up to knock it up an octave. You want to kind of do it with style. So the best way to do that is what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to copy all these top notes, control C, lead, rename this. Where are we at? Rename lead. Bam. Alright, cool. And then this is going to be louder than the arpeggio, so you don't really need to worry about knocking it up an octave now, but you could have it to where it plays like it talks to itself between 2 octaves. So we can do this, just knock the volume of it up a little bit so it kind of sticks out a little bit more while you loop it. Alright, and then we got, wait, there we are. Okay, cool. Alright, you're just going to play around with those notes until you find... Alright, that's good for the first part. Now we can go over to... Bam. Alright. You don't want it to be too repetitive because this is going to be looped a couple times, and then we're going to change it up at the end. Trick, if you guys have like a pattern in your song that you want to loop and you don't have to go up here and right click and do clone, you can just right click this and click, or actually I think it's left click, and then go make unique, highlight it, B, or control B, and it's going to clone it. Alright, so this one is going to be the second time it loops. So we'll try that, and then, if need be, we can always come back and change it. You just want to make slight variations throughout your song. You don't want to make a song super complicated, but at the same time, if it's too simple and repetitive, it's not going to be good. All right, so that's pretty much it for your basic chord progression for this song. It's going to get a little bit more intense as the project carries on. I'm probably going to upload, do one of these videos once a week until the project's done. I'm going to do it, from this stage all the way till the mastering stage. So if you guys have any questions as to, what, if you guys want to see me do something specific, or if you have any questions as to how I did something, just ask in the comment section below, and I'll try to work it into the next video. Next week, I'm going to be doing drums. We got the basic one, and after drums, we're going to start working on the sound design, which is going to be, like a Hoover tutorial, a lead tutorial, all in one. And then we're going to add, 808s if need be, and how to, do a good vocal is going to be the next video after that. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I just released a new song. It's going to be on the Bandcamp. If you want to buy it, it's going to be, I'll have the link for it down below. We're now on Spotify as well, me and WaveCioux. He's on Spotify too. We just recently started distributing our music, so if you guys wanted to support us that way, that'd be great too. Also, Instagram, whatnot, etc., etc. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.